Hi, I hope you are doing well wherever you are in the world. Of course, today we are going to expand and factorize expressions. Of course, we can also say we are going to simplify and factorize because at times we say simplify. So we are going to expand and factorize expressions. I hope nobody is listening, but if you are, please keep this to yourself. The agenda of interest, we of course are going to expand and factorize given expressions. Now, what do we mean when we say we're expanding? We are multiplying every term inside the brackets with the term that is outside the bracket. So each and every, that's a very important word there, because I think that's where we make the mistake, where we just want to multiply only one term or whatever. So every term inside the brackets, every term, that is very important. Every term inside the brackets, we multiply it with the term outside the brackets. That is important. That's how we expand. Let's look at an example here. We have 3 into 5x plus 2. 3 into 5x plus 2. So what does this theory says? What are we going to do here? We are going to multiply the term outside the bracket with every term inside the bracket. How many terms do we have inside the bracket? We've got 1, 2 terms. We've got 5x and 2. Terms are separated by a plus or a minus. Terms are separated by a negative or a positive. So we are going to say 3 multiplied by 5x, and then we come back. We then say 3 multiplied by 2x, and this is how it will unfold. This is how it will look like. So 3 multiplied by 5x, a plus. Which plus? This particular plus, you bring it down. So firstly you said 3 multiplied by 5x, you get that. A plus, you bring this plus, and then you say 3 multiplied by 2, and then that is the 3 multiplied by 2. That is how you expand. And of course, the 3 multiplied by 5x, me and you will know the 3 multiplied by 5x will be 15x. It should be 15x, and the 3 times 2, me and you know it, that's of course 6. We also multiply. Let's look what happens when we multiply both terms inside the first brackets by both terms inside the second brackets. This is also called multiplying binomials, and I will write this there. I have a very bad handwriting. I'm the worst teacher when it comes to handwriting in the whole world. In the whole world. This is when we are expanding or multiplying things that we call the binomials. Okay, there everything falls apart. But just to tell you this, we call them the binomials when they are multiplying two terms, both terms inside the first bracket by both terms inside the second bracket. Let's see what we are talking about exactly here. Into x plus 4 close into x minus 2 close. This means we are going to use what we call the FOIL method, and then you will see also that when we get to grade 10 as well, we focus more on that. The FOIL method, when you say the x, the first x times x. So the first term of the first bracket multiplied by the first term, then you come back and say the first term of the first bracket multiplied by the second term of the second bracket. And then once you are done using the first term, you then go to the second term. You said 4 now multiplied by x, and then after that you come back, you say 4 now multiplied by 2. Let's see what we are talking about exactly here in context. Now the x multiplied by x, for example, we said x multiplied by x gives you x squared. X multiplied by x gives you x squared, and then x multiplied by a negative 2, x multiplied by minus 2 gives you a minus 2x, gives you a minus 2x. Now we are done using the x into multiplying that particular bracket. We are done with the x. Now we use the 4. We do the same step. Now the 4, and the 4 is positive for that matter. The 4 multiplied by a negative 2. The 4 multiplied by x, it will be a positive 4x. Positive plus times positive is positive. And then a 4 multiplied by negative 2, a positive times a negative, it's a negative. And a friend of an enemy, it's an enemy. And a 4 multiplied by a negative 2, that will be a negative 8. That is why you are having that as x squared minus 2x plus 4x minus 8. But if you look at the minus 2x and the 4x, these are members of the same family. We call them like terms. These are members of the same family, which we call them like terms. We must just add or subtract the like terms. That is why we will have an x squared, and then 4x minus 2x is like 4 people minus 2 people. We are left with 2 people. So 4x minus 2x, we are left with 2x, and then minus 8. And you've expanded. So every time whenever you are doing the binomials, that's the way you multiply or rather expand. Let us expand now. I'm going to challenge you to expand the following. The 2 multiply, the into x plus 2 plus into x plus 7 close. That should give you, if you do it further, on your side it should give you x squared plus 9x plus 14, and into x plus 8 into x minus 5, it should give you that. Please do the others and see if you are getting the same answers as. Another topic of interest is not only to just expand, but also for every forward reaction there's a reverse reaction. If you are able to travel from, let's say, Johannesburg to Ho Chi Minh City, you should be able to travel from Ho Chi Minh City to Joburg. What do I mean by that? I mean that factorization is a reverse of simplification, or rather expansion. And expansion is the reverse of factorization. They are opposite. Factorizing is the process of finding factors. It's like splitting an expression into multiplication of simpler expressions. So if you are having an expression like that, for example, you are having a 4x squared minus 9. Remember, a 4x squared can be written as 2x all squared because of exponents. 2x all squared. And then the 9 can be written as 3 squared. Then that is why you can be able to factorize and say now the 2x all squared minus the 3 all squared. But let us and that can be produced by the difference of 2 squares. So when you're having that can be produced by the difference of 2 squares. You'll remember the difference of 2 squares. It means that the terms in the brackets are the same. They just differ in terms of the sign. That is why 4x squared minus 9 is equal to into 2x plus 3 into 2x minus 3. That is the difference of 2 squares. If you had to factorize each of the following, you will be doing how? But how did you factorize this? Let me just explain this further so that you understand it to the core. We were looking, how do you factorize this quadratic expression? Remember, it's a quadratic expression. A quadratic expression is an expression that is written in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c. Ax squared. My pen is not working. Actually, I do have a pen that I will be using in the next lesson. Must just train myself around it. And this is not working, this mouse. Now, x squared plus 5x plus c. Let me tell you how do we do this. We are looking for two numbers that when we multiply them, they give you 6. When you multiply them, they give you the last term, but when you add them, they give you the coefficient of the middle term. Two numbers that when you multiply them, they give you the last term, but when you add them, they give you the coefficient of the last term. Now, those two numbers are 3 and 2, because 3 times 2 gives you a 6, and 3 plus 2 gives you a 5. So that is correct. That is correct. Just like if we look at this one, let's look for two terms that when you multiply them, they give you that, and when you multiply them, they give you minus 18. When you add or subtract, they give you 7. And for those terms, there are many terms that give you 18, like 18 times 1 minus 1, like minus 18. 18 times minus 1 gives you minus 18. Minus 6 times 3 gives you 18, or 6 times minus 3 gives you 18. But the terms that gives you 18, it's also 9 times minus 2. But why? Because they can also give you, these particular terms can also give you what do you call 7. How do we factorize? And I did say that the factorization is a reverse of expansion. In fact, expansion is a reverse of factorization. That is why you are having a situation whereby 4 times x is 4x, 4 times 2 is 8. That's when you are expanding. But when you are factorizing, you will see what is a common factor. 4 goes into 4x plus, and 4 goes into 8. 4 goes into 4x. When 4 goes into 4x, you take out the 4, you are left with the x. 4 goes into 8 how many times? Take out the 4, how many times does it go into 8? It goes twice. So you must be able to understand the difference between factorization and expansion. So it's quite important. It's called a reverse algebraic operation. This is algebra. When we speak of algebra, we speak of something like this. Okay, now it's time for bingo. You are going to draw a 4 by 4 square grid on a piece of paper, and then of course we are going to play a game. You are going to choose 16 of these answers to put in that particular grid. Remember, it's a 4 by 4. So, but how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 28 all in all, but you must choose 16 to put in your, out of the 28 to put in your grid. You can take a screenshot of that, and then you can start. I will be working on 30 seconds. Let's go now. There we go. The first one, of course, you'll see that minus 5 into a minus b, that will be minus 5a, and then minus 5 times minus b, that's a negative times a negative, it's a positive, that will be 5b. Which block on the bingo sheet is equals to, of course, here you will have 6 into a plus 4. That will be 6 times a, that is 6a, and then 6 times positive 4, that will be 24. That should be 6a plus 24. Negative a times a, that is negative a squared, and the negative a times a -3, because remember, an enemy of an enemy is a friend, so a negative times a negative is a positive. So it's minus a squared plus 3a. And then, of course, you can go further to say that's minus 2a plus 4. And then 4 into a minus 4, and then the 4 multiply the a, it's 4a, the 4 multiply minus 4, it's minus. I don't know why it passed so fast, but let's go on here. We've got a minus a into minus 9a minus 9. So minus a minus 9a, that is, should be a positive 9a squared. And negative a times negative 9, that is a positive 9a. I mean, that makes sense. Where's your 30 seconds? Tell me in 30 seconds. That should be tell me. You got it? Did you get it? Did you get it? Did you get it? Did you get it? That's 9a plus 20. Don't know, that was too fast. And then that should be 7a squared. Remember, that is 7a times a, that's 7a squared, and then a times a minus 8, that's 8a. At least now I can click a little bit better. Fast there. Which block on the bingo is equals to that? Minus 6 minus 8a, that should be minus 48. And then the negative 6, negative, that's 36. And then there we go, minus 6a squared minus 9a. And then you can go further. There are so many. Remember, you need to go up to number 16. And what is your answer there? Probably you are answering wherever you are. You are already saying it's minus 4a minus. And there you go. We've got minus 7a squared. Let's do it fast. Minus 7a squared plus what? Plus k. No, it's plus 9a. And that one, which block on the bingo sheet is equals to that? That's minus 12a minus 2. And of course, that is 45a minus 27. And you've got that, the final. And that is. So you can go on and on and on and answer other questions that you would wish to really answer, expand, and that is how you. I'm a little bit faster, but you can always stop this video. That is why at the end there you've got positive a squared minus 2. And with that being said, that is it. This is the end of our lesson. All the best.